Hello, my name is Quinn Howard. I am a field supervisor for our state's Rehabilitation Services for the Blind program.
Can you share a bit about customized employment?
Customized employment is one of the many options that we have as a avenue of employment for our blind individuals. With customized employment, you're going to really get an opportunity to lean on your strengths here. The responsibilities of your job are focused on you only doing the tasks that you are able to do and those things that you are great at, despite any type of vision loss that you may be experiencing. That's one of the great things of customized employment. And typically, this includes situations where the current employer that is interested in hiring, for whatever reason, after going through the job description, and we discover that maybe we need to consider a way to make this job more accessible, reasonable, and most importantly, attainable as far as day-to-day tasks for our consumers. And what that typically includes is something called job carving, which means that we are looking at the job details, and our goal is to essentially identify the main day-to-day tasks and maybe the tasks that maybe are not as relevant according to the employer, and we remove those, give those, the employer would give those responsibilities to maybe another staff member as we help our blind individual with these new defined job goals.
Can you share an example of customized employment?
We've had an example of this where we've had a customer that was working in a customer service representative position at a university. And what happened for this individual was that he was responsible for when individuals would go to the campus rec center, he was the one at the front desk helping people get signed in, helping them register for memberships, connecting them to the different programs that that rec center offers, right? So for him, the issue or concern, as far as the limitations of the things that he was struggling with, was when referring students or people in the community to different programs that the rec center offers, this was done through one of their campus networks. And that program was not accessible with a screen reader at all. We really went above and beyond to try to see if we can look at the coding and adjustments of the system to see if we can have different screen readers work and communicate with the system well, but it just was not feasible. So, in this situation, when we had our meeting with the employment specialist, the counselor, our customer, consumer, and the employer, we sat down, looked through the day-to-day responsibilities, and this system came up as one of those things that, after further review, we were seeing that, hey, can we explore a way to do this alternatively? Whether that's omitting it entirely and having someone else responsible for that, or could we kind of curate our own system of sending referrals to other programs in the rec center? We came with the plan that, hey, what if, since we know referrals are not a big part of the day to day, how about we, when referrals do come in, he can send emails to those actual activity directors that are over those different programs. That worked. It was our way of removing kind of a daunting task that was really difficult due to the system itself and finding another way to get that done.
What advice would you give others who are considering this type of employment?
So, what advice would I give to our blind and vision impaired individuals that may be interested in customized employment? I would say this should be an exception of a career path that you pursue, not the rule. This should be a situation that occurs when maybe other employment options that your VR agency can provide or have not been successful. Customized employment really highlights the cooperation of the employer, VR agency counselor, and the employment specialist. working and collaborating together. The consumer generally takes a backseat in this conversation just because there's a lot of communication, a lot of guidelines and policy things that have to be ironed out that the customer does not have involvement with. So it really removes VR's main focus, which is independence from the beginning of a case through the end and customer engagement. So this is one of those employment avenues that really only focus on the things that are being done for them. So it really kind of highlights codependency more than independence and autonomy through the entire employment search and placement process.
What are some ways to self-advocate in the VR process?
No matter the employment option that we're choosing here with VR, anytime you are considering what type of employment should I pursue, before you sign your individualized plan of employment, it is absolutely required for your counselor at VR to meet with you to discuss an informed choice meeting. In these meetings, this is where you literally have control. What this allows you to do is get all the answers to your questions as it relates to what is this employment option we're seeking? Can you explain to me what is supported employment? What is self-employment? What is customized employment? What is post-secondary training? Literally anything that you're interested in. This is a space where you have your VR representative sitting there with you to answer the questions that you may have. And if you feel at the end of that meeting that you have all your questions answered and you're comfortable with the individualized plan of employment document that's been created, only then should you sign that document, confirming that you are in a line and in lockstep with your goals and your VR counselor creation of that document. But please make sure you exercise your self-advocacy during these moments because this is where you can really make sure you understand the services that are being provided to you.